Okay, so for today's video, we are going to be walking through a nice little warm-up stretch for before your run. So what I want you to do to get started is get a nice wide stance, and we're going to warm up the body by doing 5 bodyweight squats. So just go through those real quick, get the juices flowing, warm up those legs. So we're going to be using them pretty soon. Great, so now that you've done that, take a wide stance and squat down as low as you can, getting your butt down by your ankles if possible. And we're just going to hang out down here for a while, really giving our hip flexors a nice stretch. You can kind of bounce from side to side. Take a few deep breaths in this position. Try to sit as low as we can, come back up, squat back down. We're just working out those inner groin muscles and hip flexors. For the time being, you can kind of push each knee out to the side with your arm, like I'm doing here. Great, once you're done with that, stand up, and I want you to lean over, bend your knees, and grab your toes. What we're going to do now is squat down and then come back up as straight as we can with our legs. We're really trying to get nice active dynamic stretch in with our hamstrings here. So we're going to do 5 down, 5 up stretches of our hamstrings. You can get a few more in if you want, but the idea is to keep this short and sweet. Get a little lean back, shake it out. Great. Okay, so now I want you to move to the end of your mat. Step forward with one leg. We're going to do a nice 5 lunges on each leg, again, to just kind of warm up these legs and prep us for going into the runner's lunge position, which is going to be next. So when you do these lunges, try not to let your other knee touch the floor. Okay, now we're ready. So go back to the back of your mat, step forward with one leg, keep the other leg straight, and put your hands on the ground. You can move that leg that's bent out a little bit outside your hands. And you're going to feel this all the way through your hip flexor in the leg that's straight. And we're just going to hang out here for a second. Keep your hands down. You can kind of push that knee out again. Great. We're just going to step forward with the other leg when you're ready. We're trying to give it about 10 to 15 seconds or so on each side. There you go. All right. When you're ready, step both feet back and go into a downward dog position. We're then going to flow through up into a vinyasa. Put your chest towards the ceiling. And then go back into downward dog and just cycle those ankles one up, one down. You're going to feel this through your calves, warming up those calves for our run. Okay, yeah, just hang out here for a while. One leg at a time, one leg up, one leg down, stretching out those calves. Okay, great. So now what we're going to do is go into child's pose, knees wide, feet together, and arms out in front of you as far as they can extend. Push your head back. Release that lower spine. Okay, we're only going to hang out there for a second. Now I want you to come to a seated position. We're going to go through a few different stretches for our glutes and hamstrings. So the first one that we have is a glute stretch. One leg will be bent, the other leg will be bent and cross over your knee. And I want you to lean back and pull the leg that's out towards your body. This will create a nice stretch in the glute for the leg that's bent and crossing the knee of the other leg that's down. Hang out here for about 10 to 15 seconds again. Give it some deep breaths. All right, and come back up. Shake that leg out. And it's time to do the other side. So cross over, lay back down, pull that leg up towards your chest. Breathe in, breathe out. Really feel that stretch through your glute. All right, now extend your legs out in front of you. I want you to pick one leg up, and extending your arms out to either side, cross that leg over your body and try to keep it as straight out as you can. This is going to be a nice stretch for your IT band, which runs on the outside of that leg. They get really tight when we run, so it's great to stretch it out beforehand. You can do this with a bent leg here too. And then put that leg straight up in the air. It's going to get a nice little stretch for your hamstring. And we'll switch legs after giving a few seconds on each side. Try to keep your back flat during this stretch the whole time. You don't want to be twisting your body as your leg moves. Take a few deep breaths here. Great. Now you can sit back up and put both legs out in front of you. Try to keep your back as straight as possible and hinge at the hip, coming down over your legs towards your toes. If you can't reach your toes, that's fine. We're working on improving over time. It's going to be a nice hamstring stretch. Go back up, breathe in, breathe out as you come down and stretch those hamstrings. Remember, keep that back as flat as you can. Try not to hunch over. Okay, yeah, shake out those shoulders, shake out the legs. Great. Okay, so come back to a seated position, and we're going to put our feet together in front of us for the butterfly stretch. So for this stretch, push down with your elbows to push your knees towards the ground, and try to focus on peeling your feet outwards with your hands. This is going to give you a great stretch in your groin and hip flexors. All right, after hanging down there for just a second, we're going to stand up, do a standing quad stretch. So pull your feet back, or your foot back towards your butt with your hands. Try to pick a point on the ground to watch so you don't fall over. And pull straight back so you can feel that stretch through your quad. When you pull your leg down, just work out your ankles a little bit. Twist them around, give them some mobility in different directions, and then switch to the opposite leg. Remember, you can always take as much time as you need in any of these exercises if the amount of time given doesn't feel like quite enough for you. Shake out that foot and the ankle again. All right, one more toe touch. If you can't quite reach your toes yet, feel free to bend your knees a little bit. Just go as low as you can. All right, shake it out, and you're ready for your run. Thanks for joining us today.